What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben, here to invite you to our weekly Friday owner's call. Now, what the owner's call is it's a call that I and some of my associates actually do with our current and our prospective owners of our clubs, where we give you the information, answer the questions that you have on what's going on with your club you own right now, or what are the investment opportunities of owning a piece of the club. If you're interested in owning a share or a piece of our clubs, our resorts, our bank, our future airline we're launching, our decentralized private jet company, get on board, guys. Everyone's moving in to the decentralized economy. Join now, and at least join the owner's call. It's easy peasy. You get all the information you need. You can ask all the questions you want, and it's very simple. Give us a call or send us a text right now at 941-391-3882. It's right here. 941-391-3882. Love you guys, and I will see you guys later. Give us a call. Bye-bye. And we're live. Yep. It's Friday, so every week I do our owner's call or our prospective owner's call. And if you're interested in looking into owning a slice of one of our clubs, then or our resorts or whatever, let us know. Give us a call, 941-391-3882. All right, now for the serious shit. Guys and gals, good morning. It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world, live from a little place in the middle of the fucking desert called, and I don't say fucking desert in a negative way. It's beautiful out here. I'm in a place called Sky City, New Mexico. Now, New Mexico is absolutely politically garbage, but it's beautiful. Oh, what's the best sunrise this morning? It was absolutely fabulous. Now, let's jump right in. The headline of the episode is 300,000 Bitcoin within months. It's the foundation of the new world. Now, let me explain why. Guys and gals, this is where we're going. This is where we're about a quarter of the way there, because we have institutions. Michael Saylor just this morning, he announced he raised another $2.2 billion to buy more Bitcoin. It's only the beginning, guys. Only the beginning. This is when shit gets real. Now, why? Why is every corporation, why is every wealthy person running into this asset? Why is all of the rich people like, you know what, get me some Bitcoin? Because they see, they know what's coming. They know what I know and what you're about to mother plucking know. The Fed's done. The Fed is over. The Fed is a dead man walking because of the Genius Bill. Remember what the Genius Bill actually did. It allowed private corporations and also banks to purchase treasuries directly from the Treasury Department. and issue stable coins that represent the value of the dollar. Now, what's amazing about this, and I don't think a lot of people realize this, you know how many third world fucking countries are going to do this? A ton. I guarantee El Salvador will. Why wouldn't they? Because then they can issue their own US dollar stable coin. It just makes sense. Now, a lot of people are like, well, why are they going to a stable coin? Why don't they just use Bitcoin? Because we're not there yet. And what you have to realize is this legislation puts the heart of the whole system, it puts the Bitcoin. Because remember, Trump and the federal government are going to hold the Bitcoin as a reserve asset. A reserve asset is an asset like gold. We have gold. That is a reserve asset. We have oil. That's a reserve asset. We have land that's registered as reserve assets. What it basically says is, hey, we got real shit. All right. What's the action? And this is a shift. This is a shift that really pisses off all of the Democrats and the progressives. We're shifting from the treasury bonds, the U.S. treasury bonds actually being backed up with human labor, our taxes, into a reserve asset like gold. Right? Pre-Civil War and earlier, guess what? There wasn't any federal bank. There wasn't any national bank. There wasn't none of that. Andrew Jackson got rid of the second one, and now we're getting rid of the third one. Who is President Trump's favorite president? Bueller, Andrew Jackson. Why? Why is Andrew Jackson President Trump's favorite president? What was Andrew Jackson known as? He was the bank killer. Yes, he was the Federal Reserve killer. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Why do you think Trump yesterday went to the new, big, beautiful Federal Reserve building and basically kicked the Federal Reserve Chairman Powell? I like to call him Chairman Powell because it rhymes with Chairman Mao. In the nuts, verbally, on air. Because Trump's doing and just did what Andrew Jackson did. What did Andrew Jackson do? He decentralized the banking structure of America and allowed private banks and corporations to issue their own currency. Now back then, it wasn't set up like it's set up now. Now, all of the companies, and we're talking worldwide. See, the issue is Trump knew he needed to destroy the Federal Reserve. Well, how do you do that? What you do is you replace their monopoly of creating currency and you actually decentralize it to the private sector. Because as soon as you decentralize the authority to create currency. The Federal Reserve is done. They're done, folks. Now, what happens after that? What happens after the Federal Reserve is completely blocked out? Because remember, these new treasury bonds that will actually back up the stable coins are at 0% interest. That means the federal government is issuing the treasury bonds and has no actual debt linked with it. That's the whole issue right now. Why Trump is on Chairman Powell's ass on lowering the interest rate is because America has a lot of the debt to refinance. Well, Powell is like, nope, not lowering the interest rate, which is going to cost America an extra $1 trillion, I think, per year or something like that. It's nuts. Where if Powell would lower the interest rate, just like they are doing over in Europe, the American government could refinance their actual debt on a longer term at a lower rate. Zach, you are absolutely right. Zach nailed it. Loans for free, basically. Exactly. Because the people who want the stable coins are lending the money to America for free, just for the privilege to be able to launch a stable coin. From what I hear, they already have $3 trillion worth of treasury bonds lined up to sell for these. Oh, yes. Please hit the like and subscribe. Oh, which reminds me, apparently my video team, shout out to Sherpa and whoever helped him, we are now live streaming on 20 platforms. I don't even know which ones they are. So now we're live streaming on 20 platforms, and we're on probably 40 plus platforms when we upload and then they rebroadcast and all this other shit. And so if you're new to the show, welcome to the show. This is such a fundamental shift in the old world. Oh, hang on one second. I'm getting a little dry. Red Bull. Now let's wash it down with a little coffee. Good stuff. Okay, so they're basically getting free money to allow people to issue stable coins. Now, 98% of the existing stable coins are US dollar. 98. 2% is like the euro. Oh, I don't know if you have looked at what's going on over in Europe, the European Union. They're announcing, hey, you know that savings account you have? Yeah, we're going to need that. So we're basically going to tokenize your savings account. And then we're going to take it. And we're going to put that money to good use. Don't you guys worry. Good use. Oh, If you have savings for longer than a year, yeah, we're going to punish you. We're actually, because our new central bank digital currency over here in the EU, we can actually program it that if it doesn't move or isn't used out of your savings account, every month you lose 3%. Or I think it's maybe higher than that. Folks, that is monetary manipulation at the individual level. That's Marxism. Let's remember back. How many of you have read the Communist Manifesto? If you haven't, it's not a long read. It's a horrifying read, but it's not a long read. Now, let's remember this. In the Communist Manifesto, they had 10 planks. And one of the planks that was necessary to implement communism was to control the money, centralized banking. Now, do we all think that communism's a good idea? Hopefully not, because it's not. Communism doesn't work. It's proven to not work. It absolutely destroys not only your economy, but it also destroys your people, because it creates an economy where the food is managed. And that's what we have here. Our federal government, well, listen to it. How stupid is this? Our federal government pays farmers to not plant corn or wheat or whatever, so that the price of food doesn't go down too much. Wait, isn't it good when the food is cheaper? There's a fly in here. I'm gonna fuck you up. I hate flies. You better get your ass out of here. Yeah, think about that. The federal government thinks it's a bad idea for food to be cheaper. That right there tells you the federal government is not for the people. It's for the market. It's for the system. The rule of every system, rule number one, keep the system going. That's the bureaucrat. You realize we have almost 10 million people working for the federal government. Now, this is employees and contractors. 10 million people. I don't know about you, but when I think of the federal government, I don't think fondly. I actually don't think, man, if it wasn't for the federal government, the sun wouldn't come up today. Thank God we have the sunrise tax. That literally our federal government for years, they have been trying to tax what you exhale. Oh, that's going to be a penny. You're contributing to global warming. You're breathing. Huh? I watched a show the other day, and if you have not watched it, oh, please give it a watch. It's called Idiocracy. I watch it once a year just to see how close we are to the stupidity levels in that movie. Guys, we're getting close. It's got electrolytes. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, but it's got electrolytes. That's what a overwhelming government does to the community. It dumbs it down. Because what the government does is say, you know what? You can't handle your own retirement. Let us handle your retirement. Let us create what we will call Social Security. And remember, well, you probably don't, because fuck, I don't either, because this is years ago. Remember when they launched Social Security? Their term was called lockbox. All right, no, that was in the 90s. They said the Social Security lockbox. The fuck, it was a lockbox. Because Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. It is the definition of a fucking Ponzi scheme. Everyone working now pays into the Social Security. That money from the people working now pays the retirees. So they aren't saving our money and investing it so it grows faster than inflation. Fuck no. They're taking your money and they're actually paying your grandfather or your grandmother. Wouldn't it be easier if you just helped your grandmother or your grandfather yourself? Probably be cheaper and more effective. Oh, did somebody say Del Taco? Oh, Bamboo's talking my lingo. Oh, dude, if you haven't eaten at Del Taco, fuck Taco Bell and that little chihuahua. I love me some Del Taco. That's a little side note. All right. This is absolutely crazy, folks. We live in a system that perpetually robs its citizens through inflation and taxation. You know, we have a death tax. Well, they don't call it a death tax, but it's called an inheritance tax. Well, how do you inherit something? Somebody motherfucking dies. That's the inheritance tax. So, remember the old saying? There's only two things in life that are for sure: death and taxes. Well, now they blended that shit together. Oh, see that you've died. Before you leave, we're going to need you to cut us a check. Yeah. And do you know why they do that? Go to the Communist Manifesto, because it's wealth is redistribution through the federal government. But are they really redistributing it to the poor people? The fuck they are. Inflation hurts the little guy way more than you think that Michael Saylor gives a fuck what the price of eggs are right now. Do you think his cook gives a fuck what the price of eggs are now? Do you think he or she walks out and goes, I'm sorry, Mr. Saylor, I couldn't get eggs because of the budget? No. Michael Saylor's like, get me some eggs, motherfucker. I don't care. In fact, get me the good eggs. Yeah, not the white ones. Get me the fresh, real eggs. I guarantee Michael Saylor's eggs don't fucking come from Walmart. He ain't eating no Walmart eggs. But the little guys, the little gals, the waitresses, the truck drivers, the electricians, the plumber. Well, although electricians make damn good money, so do plumbers right now. Okay, I'll use a different example. The little guys, they get their groceries. Hell, we We get our groceries from Walmart. You know, Whole Foods, that's for them fancy fuckers. I can't, and why do they call it Whole Foods? Because all the rest of the grocery stores are half-ass foods. Oh, you want real food? Well, here, the Whole Foods. Because Walmart is half foods and half chemicals and fillers. I'm pretty sure Walmart bread includes recycled tires. I can't prove that, but have you ever smelled it? It smells like a Firestone. I'm just saying. Wouldn't be surprised. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, Michael Saylor's eggs. The poor people, we're getting fucked. We're eating bread made out of Firestone tires. We are definitely in idiocracy. But the government don't give a fuck. The bureaucrats don't give a fuck. Do you know the average wage in Washington, D.C. for a bureaucrat is $103,000? $103,000 to what? To like file some papers? Half of them don't even work. I think I was actually told once up in New York, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard this, that there are workers who work for New York City that are paid to stay home. Have any of you ever heard your boss say, you know what, why don't you stay home for like 6 months? Don't worry, I'll still pay you. You're good. You're good. Only government can do that. There isn't a privately owned or publicly ran company that can afford to pay people to sit on their ass. But it works in government because, why? Because it's a bureaucracy and they print money. Why do you think Chairman Powell doesn't give a shit what the budget for the new building is? They print the money. Well, we're trying to, we're trying to keep the costs down on this beautiful new building. Really? Because what? If it doesn't, you got to go over to the printer. Once you think about it, once you wrap your head around it, it's all absolutely fucking bullshit. And we know it. I mean, we know it's bullshit. Hang on one second. Word from the sponsor.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here, and it's spelled B-I-T-C-O-I-N, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around 94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
All right, I'm back. Yes, if you're interested in a loan, let me get that telephone number again. Here we go. If you're interested in a loan or a home equity loan to purchase some Bitcoin, or if you're looking to purchase some of the Bitcoin, no KYC, because you're a club member, give us a call, 941-413-6920. 941-413-6920. And our team will take care of you. And please be patient, because we're slammed. Every time I mention the telephone number, we're off and running. Okay, let's get back to the show. Now, something else I want to talk about is the future. AI and robotics. Everyone's freaking out like, holy shit, there's going to be a lot of job loss. There's going to be, and guys, they're not lying. They're not lying. There's going to be a lot of job loss, but that doesn't mean you won't have a job. You'll just have different options. In fact, you'll have a lot of options. But let me explain where this is all going. Remember earlier when I said the Social Security is a Ponzi scheme? You know how it's not a Ponzi scheme? Do you know how we fix it? We put into the Social Security, we put Bitcoin. And we lock the Bitcoin into the lockbox. And we accumulate more Bitcoin. And we accumulate more of the Bitcoin. And we structure it where the growth of the Bitcoin helps to pay, and eventually will pay, the Social Security needs of the Americans in the future. Now, also, think about this. In the future, mark my words, folks, you've heard a lot of mother pluckers say universal basic income. That doesn't work if you use fiat. It doesn't work. You cannot. Remember, what is inflation? Inflation is producing more currency without an equivalent increase in production. You get it? Without the profitability of production, increasing the amount of currency is inflationary. Supply versus demand. And if you ain't producing more eggs, but you're producing more currency, guess what happened to the price of eggs at Walmart? They just add more rubber to them. No, they go up. This is not hard, folks. But what if UBI is no longer universal basic income? What if it's universal Bitcoin income? We have an example of this up in Alaska. Every quarter or every year, I don't know which one it is, everyone who is a resident of Alaska receives a check from the Alaskan government for their share of the oil profits from Alaska. Wait a second. You mean to tell me that the people who own Alaska get paid money from the natural resources of Alaska? The hell you say? The communists would never let this stand. Yeah, that's what's coming, folks. And, well, Bitcoin Ben, how do you know? How do you know this is coming? Because, folks, because it's common sense. Now, you say, well, the federal government has never been sensical. Is that a word? Sensical? It should be. It sounds good. Somebody call Webster. There will be, and you don't just have to rely on that. Insurance companies, retirement programs, 401ks are going to become 401bs. In fact, at my bank, where's my logo? Let me switch logo. Oh, here we go. Okay, up here at our bank, at the private key bank, we're going to offer a 401b. Now, here in America, the 401b is for nonprofit retirement programs. Well, in our bank, it's 401 Bitcoin, where you can actually take your 401k, we roll it over, and we get you Bitcoin, and then we pay you an interest rate on that actual Bitcoin that's paid out in Bitcoin. Folks, this is a new structure. This is a new, because, and everyone's like, wait, how is this possible? How is this possible? Well, because we're adding an appreciating asset. And appreciation asset in a savings system and an investment system, a true, decentralized, uncorruptible, appreciating asset at the heart of all, because there will be loans, folks. That's what the stable coins are for. Right? That, because you can't lend out fucking Bitcoin and go, okay, in 3 years, give me back the exact amount of friggin' Bitcoin. It won't be possible because of the appreciation of the asset. And you definitely do not want to lend your fucking Bitcoin and go, oh yeah, I'll lend you $300,000 worth of Bitcoin. But in 3 or 4 years, could you pay us back $300,000? No, you wouldn't do that, because then the lender just loses out on the appreciation of the Bitcoin. So you have to have a stable coin to actually make this all work. Now, the future of America is bright, folks. Very, very bright. Very bright. It's just we have to get through the transition phase. Have you ever broken up with an ex and you dreaded having to have that conversation? Yeah, hey, it's not you, it's me. That whole bullshit you told somebody, when in reality, it ain't me, it's you. You're fucking driving me crazy. That's what we're going through. But as soon as you broke up with them, you were the happiest motherfucker on the planet at that moment. Because you're like, oh, thank God. Oh, glad that's over. But it was a rough time. It was very volatile. It was very emotional. And if they were crazy, you were a little frightened. You're like, is this bitch just gonna stab me in the eyeball? You didn't know. But once you got out with each of your eyeballs, you were okay. That's what we're going through now. We're going through a transition, and yes, we have that crazy X in Washington. The bureaucracy is all our crazy X who we're trying to break up with, and they're like, no, but I love you. And you're like, of course you do, because you've been using the fuck out of me. We are going through a bureaucratic divorce, and that bitch ain't happy. She wants alimony. But once it's all said and done, you're out, unless she's a stalker. It's a whole different story. Hopefully, the bureaucrats aren't stalkers. But we have to go through this transitional phase. And a lot of average Americans and average people all over the globe, they just have to adjust to the new system. And they don't get it. That's why so many people are like, well, Bitcoin ain't worth jack shit. Why the hell are people paying $118,000 for that? It don't even exist. Because they don't get it, folks. And most of them don't. They don't really get it because they ain't got time to fucking get it. They're working their asses off. They got 2 jobs, 3 kids, and a house. Hopefully a house or a home someplace. They got shit to do. And not everyone's curious. A lot of people, they don't have the time to figure out why they're being fucked or how they're being fucked. They just know every time they go to Walmart, they're bending over. And they're like, why the fuck am I getting fucked at Walmart? And I'm not actually picking on Walmart. It's just you go after the biggest. And mark my shit, Walmart announced it. I think it was a couple days ago. They're launching a stable coin. Walmart is going to buy treasuries and launch a stable coin. Watch for it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be called the Wally. And they'll have a rewards and they'll accept Bitcoin. Mark my words, folks. Mark my plucking words. Guys, we're living in the future already, just not all of us. If you're watching this show and you own some Bitcoin, some Litecoin, even some Ethereum or what the fuck ever, you're way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. Because remember, 99% of the world doesn't own any Bitcoin. But the 1% that does is starting to grow into a bunch of wealthy mother pluckers. Think about it. Think about this. If you're on the Titanic and you're sitting there smoking a cigarette, which I think I will do, you're sitting out there, and mind you, you're not a rich person, right? You just happen to get a ticket on the lower level, you know, because hang out with the rats, fuck it, why not? It's cheap, and I need to get over to America or wherever the fuck they were going, right? And you're sitting out there, and you're smoking a cigarette. What a nice, brisk evening out here. Hope we don't hit no fucking floating ice cubes. And all of a sudden, you see a bunch of rich fuckers in their tuxedos jumping into a lifeboat. But you don't see none of the broke motherfuckers. jumping into the lifeboat. Just the rich motherfuckers. Wonder why all the rich people are getting into the lifeboat. Probably nothing. You know why they are? Because they got the information early. They got the information from the friggin', yeah, this shit's going down. Y'all might want to get in a lifeboat, because we'll tell you now before we tell the people in the lower levels, because we don't want them to rush into the lifeboats before we can all get in the lifeboats. Why do you think BlackRock is buying a bunch of Bitcoin? Why do you think the second wealthiest man in Mexico is buying a bunch of friggin' Bitcoin? Why do you think all of the Saudi Arabians and the UAE are buying a bunch of Bitcoin? Is it because they got nothing better to do? Because notice, they ain't buying dollars. Ain't nobody running to the Federal Reserve to get dollars. Oh man, wish I could get me some of them precious dollars and lock that shit up in a safe. No. The rich folks are getting into the Bitcoin because they know we've already hit that fucking ice cube out in the middle of the ocean. And this bitch is going down. And what's going down? What is the Titanic financial system? What is that? The Federal Reserve System, the federal note, the dollar. This bitch is, we got holes in it, folks. In fact, over the last 100 years, we have about 99% more water on this Titanic than we did 100 years ago. We're going under. We're going under fast. And what Trump is trying to do is show everybody there's an option. There's a lifeboat. It's called Bitcoin. He couldn't say it any louder. Trump, remember, President of the United States. Trump. Now think of all of the problems in America. Do you think Trump just thinks that fucking Bitcoin is neat? Hey guys, let me go take time out of my day and let me talk about Bitcoin, because it's a little hobby I got. Oh, by the way, we're actually going to take this hobby I got, and me and my family are going to invest billions into this little hobby. Oh, and we're going to put it as a reserve asset in the federal government. It's a neat little hobby. Oh, and listen to what Trump says. Don't sell your Bitcoin. Guarantee you've never heard him say, don't sell your gold. Have you? Have you heard Trump come out and go, man, whatever you do, don't sell your gold? No. Don't sell your Bitcoin. And why is he saying that to the American people? Hey, Americans, don't sell your Bitcoin. Hey, Americans, we're going to make America the number one, the leader in digital assets and in Bitcoin mining. Remember, before he was elected, he literally said, I want to produce every single fucking Bitcoin in America. I want every Bitcoin made in America. Now that's unrealistic, but you get the point. Why is he saying that? Why is the President of the United States, who has all these fucking troubles, why is he Why is he creating so much structure around the Bitcoin in digital currencies and stable coins? All right. And this, I love this. Thank you. Who is this? Jeffrey Epstein. All right. Well, thank you, Jeffrey. He says, "Hey, Ben, wake up." Oh, I will. Thank God. Thank God you said that. Now I'm awake. Stop making BS, which I don't know what that really stands for. Does that mean big super predictions? We haven't even gotten near 200K. You promised to happen in a week, a month ago or so. Brother, that's fine. That's fine. It'll be okay, Jeffrey Epstein. It's all right, buddy. You'll be okay. We're at 118,000 or 100 and whatever the fuck it is right now. You know how many messages I got like this when I used to tell people that the Bitcoin's going to 1,000? And they're like, Ben, we haven't even raised $800 yet. But I appreciate your comment, Mr. Epstein. Enjoy your day. There we go. All right. I love it. See, oh shit. Well, I lit another cigarette. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you just need 2 cigarettes and a Red Bull, right? And some coffee. Now, hello, David. I love this guy's comments. He always says the stupidest shit. How many kids you think Trump has been with? Well, I don't think he's actually been with any kids, but I know he's been with your mom. Ask her about it. He said she liked it. All right, now back to the show. God, I love Fridays. I think I'll have a margarita tonight. Definitely margaritas. Oh, okay. Well, I actually have to wrap up this show because, as you can see, I have a show at 11:25 Central Time, which, where am I? That would be 9:45 where I'm at, I think. No, I don't know. Fuck, I'll figure it out. Over on Simply Bitcoin Rumble channel. Because Nico and I are actually going to have a conversation on Rumble only, because it's the only platform we can really talk some shit and not fucking get kicked off. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Have an awesome day. It's Friday. And just remember, you should be happy today. There's a lot of people who woke up ugly today, and you're not one of them. Appreciate how good looking you are. Appreciate how smart you are. And appreciate that it's Friday. And appreciate that you'll see me Monday. And I'll see you. Everyone, have a great weekend. And for crying out loud, you know I love you. For crying out loud. You know. All right, that's a shout out to Meatloaf. Oh, and Hulk Hogan, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. I used to love watching him. Everyone, have a great day. I love you guys. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben, here to invite you to our weekly Friday owners call. Now, what the owners call is it's a call that I and some of my associates actually do with our current and our prospective owners of our clubs, where we give you the information, answer the questions that you have on what's going on with your club you own right now, or what are the investment opportunities of owning a piece of the club. If you're interested in owning a share or a piece of our clubs, our resorts, our bank, our future airline we're launching, our decentralized private jet company, get on board, guys. Everyone's moving in to the decentralized economy. Join now, and at least join the owner's call. It's easy peasy. You get all the information you need. You can ask all the questions you want, and it's very simple. Give us a call or send us a text right now at 941-391-3882. It's right here. 941-391-3882. Love you guys, and I will see you guys later. Give us a call. Bye-bye.